Go ahead and introduce our president, Kay Norton.
Well, as most of you know, I will be retiring from the presidency June 30th. But one of the things that I'm really happy about is the journey over the last 16 years that I've been president here that the University of Northern Colorado has been on as we moved from Division II to Division I into the Big Sky Conference. And most recently, our women's basketball team were the champions of the Big Sky and went to the big dance. My family's from Texas, so, you know, I knew quite a bit about Waco, which is, there's not a lot to learn, except for HGTV stuff. But that was a great trip and a great performance. And so one of the things that I told Jenny after she had agreed to come lead our already successful women's basketball program on to greater heights is that she couldn't ask for a better university, a better group of young women who are committed to their education and to their performance on the basketball court. Really, they represent, and I think our entire athletics program represents athletics done right. Athletics done at the Division I level that keeps in mind that this is about our commitment to student athletes for not just while they're competing on our behalf, but for their whole lives. So it's a pleasure for me here at the end of my official tenure to be able to welcome someone like Jenny to our Bear family. And without further ado, I'll let Darren say a few more nice things about her, and then we'll introduce her. Yes? Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for being here. President Norton, thank you also for being here. You know, this is an exciting day for our women's basketball program. First, before we get into talking about Coach Huth, I would like to thank a few other people who have been a part of this process. Obviously, President Norton, thank you very much for your support and continued support since I've been here. Also, Dr. Andy Feinstein was also involved, and I really appreciate his involvement. And then also Sarah Adams, who was with me probably every step of the way throughout this process. And I appreciate all her help and support, and also, of course, putting up with me for the past 2 weeks pretty closely. So thank you, Sarah. Finally, I'd like to thank you all, our team, for your patience and trust in us and trying to make sure we found the right person for our program. When we started this process about 15 days ago, we looked for several key qualities in the candidates that we did meet with. The things that were important to us were the person, or a person with a great energy and passion, an understanding on how to develop young women on and off the court, a relentless recruiter, familiar with Colorado, and has recruited nationally and regionally and also has international ties, a person who could continue to elevate our basketball program to a new level. But what was most important to us when we went through this process, and we talked about this when we met in your locker room a couple weeks ago, is that we wanted to find a tremendous person who would take care of our student athletes and be a great mentor to our team. We made probably about 100 phone calls, I'm guessing, and we talked to a number of great people in the women's basketball industry. I feel like we went through a great process, and we found a person I think really met all of those great qualities. Coach Huth has tremendous success at all levels of basketball. She's a recognized recruiter, and she is well known to develop talent. We have great talent here, but I think she can elevate that to another level. I think Coach Huth is a perfect person to lead our women's basketball program, which has a bright future. And I think that she will be a great representative of UNC, of Greeley, and obviously our great state of Colorado. I would like to recognize Tracy Huth and Tanner for being here, and all the family members that are here. Thank you very much for being here on this special day. Now, I'm proud and honored to introduce Roulier-Huth as our new head women's basketball coach. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, President Norton. And even I want to thank future President Feinstein. I had a privilege of speaking with him. Sarah Adams, I just want to thank you. You guys have been excellent in the process. I feel like we can lock arms and do this thing together. So I'm pretty fired up about that. And most importantly, as a rookie head coach, you need people that believe in you. And when I feel believed in, I can empower people and believe in them as well. And I really sense that from you guys here and in this university. And even walking around the department today, there's a lot of great coaches in here. And I look forward to picking your brains and spending time with you and cheering you guys on as well. So thank you all today, even for welcoming me into the family. I know it's a big task to steward a ship, but I'm really confident that we're going to put our, lock arms and really do this together. So fired up about that. I think I would be remiss not to mention my Colorado roots and just some people that have really helped me along the way. First of all, I would like to thank some people indirectly and then a little bit more directly. My late mother, Roulier-Huth, I'm going to get choked up. Wow. She modeled so much for me, how to raise a family, build a community and relationships, and thrive as a professional. She was truly my role model, and she laid the foundation at a young age for me to really be a dream reacher and a dream chaser. And to raise a family is hard, and doing this, and she really set the stage for me. My older brothers, Brad and Brock, used to kick my butt every day in the backyard and taught me how to shoot free throws, layups. I would be at their halftime of their games, and their coaches would coach me. So I really am grateful for them, and just they've supported me as a player and all the way through my coaching career across the country, across the world. So I'm grateful for them. Joy and Scotty, my cousins, they've been a rock. They're my fans wherever I go, and in high school I used to have 3-hour banquets, and they would sit through them. So they're going to sit through a lot. Yeah, even my son thinks it's funny. And just even this state of Colorado, I feel like these people have raised me and really been a part of my journey. When I was young, I had an AAU coach down in Denver, and I was a 5th grader, and he was making me play on the 7th grade team. And his name was Ned Bishop, and he taught me about on the line, up the line defense. And I still use his phrases sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing? Dick Bennett and Ned Bishop were like synonymous. So I also had great high school mentors and coaches, and Mike Bader and Alan Roth at Cherry Creek High School in Denver. Just a wonderful community there. My college coaches at the University of Colorado, Jen Warden, she really taught me what recruiting looked like, because she was such an excellent recruiter. I still, to this day, take things from her and how she taught me how to build relationships. Tanya Javi, she was a pro, and she kind of laid the groundwork. She's the Metro State head coach, and she was a pro. She was born and raised in Colorado, and just really mentored me in my senior year so that I could go play professionally as well. LaTanya Watson, Kim Lalonde, they're all great coaches and great pieces of my journey. My CU teammates, my high school teammates, they've been unbelievably supportive. They've taught me things. They've grown me in ways I didn't want to grow sometimes, but have. And even also Dave King, Renee Carlson here with the Colorado Chill. He was starting this NWBL team, the Colorado Chill, and we were trying to get to the WNBA, and hopefully Denver was going to have a WNBA team before long. But he definitely laid the groundwork and believed in me to keep playing professionally in my home state, and just taught me some really great things and told me to follow my heart, and I'm still really grateful for him. Really just all these people have been a part of my journey just within Colorado, and you never know how it's going to come full circle, but it's pretty amazing to think back when you're finally a head coach and you've been dreaming of these days your whole life. And so just want to recognize all of them. couple more kind of in-depth mentors have been Seal Berry. She's now the senior women's administrator at the University of Colorado and now a Hall of Famer. And she was a pusher, man. Whew. She challenged me at every corner, and she pushed me, disciplined me. She's prepared me for being a coach, honestly, just by the way she taught me. And she's also been a great advocate as a coach now. You know, last week she called me and she's like, a couple weeks ago we're in the Pac-12 tournament, and she's like, you guys need to execute better. And I'm like, well, this isn't our strength all the time. Like, I'm working at it. And so 2 weeks later, she's like, you're right. She's like, okay, you're going to have a new opponent. You guys know each other. You're going to do great. And we ended up going to the Elite Eight, and she texted me, and we were kind of chuckling. She's like, yeah, you needed a new opponent. I think you were doing all right. So she's still a pusher. You know, she still challenged me. She might be at practices, so watch out. If I'm really on edge that day, you'll know why. No, just kidding. But I'm just grateful for her support all the way through. Even personally, you know, when my mother passed away in 2006, she was the very first person to call me. And I hope to be that kind of coach, that I would be with you for life. And she really taught me that well. And Sue Semrau at Florida State, she's really built a program to national prominence. And she was the very first person I went to when I wanted to get into coaching. She's like, do you want to be my video coordinator or your graduate assistant? I was like, I want to be on the court, man. What can I do? You know, and she just taught me that this profession can be a balance. You can have life and family. You just have to structure it really well. And I've never seen a leader handle life challenges better than anybody. I mean, we had student-athlete deaths. We had all kinds of crazy adversity, and her perseverance and her leadership was just unparalleled. Like, to walk with someone through that was just, okay, like, this is how it's done. And she was transparent, and she's a great teacher, and she's a great motivator, and I'm glad I got to start with her. So that's also a person I'm grateful for. And then my boss at UCLA, Corey Close. She's like a big sister to me, but she's also one of my best friends. She's a auntie to my son. She was there when he was born, and I got a great opportunity to go in and build with her and help her reach her dreams and her goals, and I feel like the time is right. I feel like we built UCLA to be a consistent national contender, and that is what we set out to do. And we've done that consistently there, and I'm so grateful for her empowerment. You know, as an assistant, you don't always get a lot of say in things at certain places. And she just gave me the opportunity to be an in-game coach, a developer, a recruiter. She helped me, you know, learn the ins and outs of academics and compliance, so that when this day came, I would be ready, that I wouldn't just be a recruiter, and I wouldn't just be a game day coach, and I wouldn't just be good with the student athletes, but I would be well-rounded enough to lead. And she did that directly and indirectly, and she also did it with great passion and push and tenacity and bulldog in her. And I'm just grateful for that as well. She will be a lifelong mentor and friend, and these three ladies that I've really looked up to will continue to be. So you're going to get a piece of some remarkable women, without a doubt. You know, I have a good friend, and he's a mental trainer. So coaches, you can appreciate this. We know that the game is mental in so many ways, especially golf, right? Golf? Whew! How much mental? 90%, right? I mean, I see myself hack it up out there. It's mental. But he wrote a book. It's called Chop Wood, Carry Water. I don't know if you know of him. His name's Joshua Medcalf. And he wrote this book, and there's a fable in it. And it says, there's this guy, and he's a builder of houses, right? And you got to lay the foundation, and you got to build the house. And you can't cut corners. And this guy was phenomenal, right? Building houses, doing it for 60 years. So he gets to his last house, and he's like, okay, I'm about to retire. I'm done. This is it. And so he kind of starts cutting corners. You know, it didn't quite do the molding right. The locks were a little off. The door hinges a little bit not quite there. And then he gets to the completion of the project, and they're like, here's the keys. The house is yours. And he was kind of like, cut the corners, right? We're all kind of like, crap. Well, the moral of that story to me is along the way you're building your house. And you can cut corners, or you can be ready for that house to be built. And I've been ready. I've been ready to build my house. And I was handed the keys, and I'm ready, and it doesn't have any corners cut. It doesn't. And I'm grateful that he's given me that picture, because it will go with me. And you're going to have your houses to build. And you're going to have a chance to cut corners, but you don't want to, because this is preparing you for life. And so I'm grateful for that. And most importantly, you guys. I'm thrilled to coach you. I think I have a great deal of respect for you guys already, watching you on film, talking to you even today. You have a desire to win, a will to win, a great chemistry, a great intellect. You're going to want to be better than you already are. You're going to let me push you. I have a feeling you will. And I feel like I really hit the jackpot, quite frankly. I really do. It can be hard to figure out what your move is, and this feels like the right move, and I really did hit the jackpot with you guys. I'm excited to not only grow in new and different ways and within my personality, but together, to do it together in a different way. I want to build on what you've already done, and I want to keep it consistent. And I think the really important piece of this is, as a young girl growing up in Denver, Colorado, I dreamed of playing college basketball in my home state. And I hope that we can inspire women in this state to watch our team and be inspired too. I want to keep this community, this team, this state, and the university fired up about women's basketball, because we have a great foundation already in place. And I don't want to lose momentum. Momentum is what it's all about. And so I have every intention on building on that. Northern Colorado, it's a great community. We're pumped for the family. A great program, and just engaging in this community as a whole, whether it's the athletic department or even just outside. I believe it's the hidden gem of the West, just so we know. So let's keep it there. We're going to recruit, develop, and strive for competitive greatness. A little woodenism for you. And finally, not last but not least, but my husband, Tracy, you're my rock, you're my cheerleader. You're my realistic piece of my creative brain. And my love. And thank you for believing in me and going on all the wild adventures I take you on. To my little boy, Tanner, he's gonna brighten this place up, I promise you. He loves basketball, he loves bands, and he's my little angel, and he will be a part of our process for sure, and they will. My stepkids, they have been wonderfully supportive. They're on to their own lives a little bit. One is in coaching. He's going to be at SMU, being a video coordinator in GA. So we'll run across him, but really excited for them and their lives and the support they've had with me. And I'm excited to work here. I'm confident these ladies are going to continue to be pride for this community, for the Bear community, through the state and throughout this country. And I really can't wait to get started. I wish it wasn't finals week. And most importantly, I get to change over from Go Bruins to Go Bears!